Alright, we can begin. Alright, hello everyone. My name is Ajarn Justin, and today we are going to learn a little bit about prefixes and suffixes. How do I start my slideshow? Alright. How do I start my slideshow? Ah, got it. Okay. Alright, first. Yeah. Ah, got you. Great. Alright. Here we are. So, have you ever heard the old proverb, give a man a fish and you can feed him for a day? Teach a man to fish and you can feed him for a lifetime. Today what we are learning about the English language will help you learn new words and find the meaning of words that maybe you didn't know before. Here is a quotation from a famous American author, Mark Twain. The difference between the right word and almost the right word is the difference between lightning and the lightning bug. So basically it is a big difference when you add or change a prefix or a suffix. So first, today's lesson will discuss prefixes and suffixes. Being able to recognize them and use them effectively will help you the rest of your life. So the English language is a language made of a mix of many different languages, and a lot of our words, even if you don't know what it means, if you understand the prefix, then you can understand what the word means. So let's see some examples here. Let's take a look. Alright. Here we are. So, here are some sentences, and you see the prefix is underlined. So a prefix comes at the beginning of a word. You will notice they're underlined, and these prefixes are very common. You will see them at the beginning of many words. Now, a prefix is not a word. It is part of a word. So this right here, PRE, is not a word, but preview is a word. And PRE means the same thing, and we'll talk about that later. But it says you can preview some of the new movie, and it's impossible to feel good with the flu. So impossible is a good example of a word that if it's only this word possible, that means yes, you can do it. I-M means no, you can't. So something that is impossible is something that you cannot do. Very easy. It is impossible to fly, well, for people to fly, but it's possible to eat food. So im and possible, together it makes a different meaning word, very different. Here's another example. It says, proceed with that shot. Or, the next one is, don't misbehave in class. So proceed with that shot. Pro always means good. So proceed means go ahead. It's okay. Okay to go. It's good to go. don't misbehave in class. Miss, M-I-S, this prefix means something bad. So behave is your actions, what you do. So it says don't misbehave in class. That means don't be bad in class. Don't be crazy. Don't be nice, basically. So these words, once we start learning to look for prefixes, we will see them in many, many English words. And maybe if we forget how to say a word, the prefix will help us understand what the word means. Alright, let's go on to the next slide. Alright, good. Cooperate with your co-workers. And CO is another prefix that means together. And cooperate, operate is to work, co, together. So work together with your co-workers, people you work together with. So here's an example. You see co and co, and two different words, but the prefix means the same thing, together. So when you see a sentence and you have words that start with CO, maybe you don't know the word, but you do know that this sentence and these words are about being together. Alright? And next one, she's becoming a superstar. So super, I think we know what the word super means. It means extra and power and really, really good. So a superstar, it's not just a regular star. This is a superstar. She's becoming famous. Okay. So, what do the captions of the previous mean? Alright, so this is about prefix. They each contain at least one prefix. So like I was saying, a prefix is a word part that is placed at the beginning of a word to change its meaning. And it cannot stand alone. Even the word prefix. The word prefix has P-R-E. P-R-E is a prefix, which means beginning. So the word prefix is a prefix. A little crazy. So it is a word part. It is not all of a word, but it can change the meaning of a word. Very big change. Alright, everyone reading? Understand? Yes? Alright, good, yeah. Yeah. Alright. Building vocabulary. So, when we learn about prefixes, we don't need to memorize a long list of this prefix is this, and this prefix means this. But when we learn to look for prefixes, and we find many words that have them, it helps us. So we're talking about being word conscious. Word conscious means you are thinking about words and parts of the word, and always looking at the word. Alright? So we're going to be word conscious. I want you to look at each word in the sentence and think about a prefix. Something you've seen before, maybe you know the meaning. Let's go to the next one. Alright, being word conscious will help to improve your vocabulary. Now this is true for people who are learning English, like you, but also people like me who speak English as our first language, when we learn more prefixes and suffix, we can learn bigger words and more words. So it's helpful for everyone to learn English. Understanding word parts. So English, like I said, is made of many different parts, and it comes from many languages, but a lot of our prefixes and language parts come from Latin or Greek. So Latin is an old language. Many languages came from Latin, like French and Spanish, Italian, the Romantic languages, and Greek has had a big influence on many languages, especially English. So many of these prefixes are actually old words from a long time ago that we mix together to make our English language. So English is a mix of many different languages. Sometimes that's why we have crazy rules, because so many languages mix together. Alright, understanding the word parts. Now, words are broken into smaller parts. These word parts can be roots, prefixes, and suffixes. So a root is part of a word that comes from an older word, like Greek or Latin. A prefix is a word part that comes at the beginning, and a suffix is a word part that comes at the end. So we are going to learn a little bit about suffixes soon. So when you see a word made up of multiple word parts, many word parts, you're going to look at each part of the word and think about the individual meanings and the meanings of the combined words. So we're going to look at a word, and maybe we recognize the prefix, and we go, oh, okay, I know what that means. And maybe we recognize the root, and together we can put those two things together and find the meaning. Sometimes English language is similar to math. We can add parts together and find an answer. Be a winner, yes. So, you can try to memorize the meaning of each new word and have one new word in your vocabulary, or you can try to learn new roots and new parts of the word to learn meanings of many different words. So memorizing a word is good, but learning roots and prefixes and suffixes are very good because it helps you to figure the meaning of unfamiliar words. So if you know many roots, many prefixes, and you find a word you don't know, it can help you find the meaning. And it's also, the rest of your life, it will help you to do many things. Now, let's look at this page here. Do we see any prefixes? We're talking about prefixes. Anything you recognize at the beginning of the word? Let's look. Let's see. Any prefix? Anything you recognize? No? Alright, we'll start with the easy one. Unfamiliar. So the word familiar, this part of the word familiar is something you know, and is something you do not know. It means not. So unfamiliar means not know. Words you do not know or not recognize. Anything else? Alright, let's go to the next one. So, improving your vocabulary also improves and increases your choices in life. So it's important to have a strong English vocabulary and a strong Thai vocabulary too. Alright. We're ready to go on and learn about suffix. So a prefix is a beginning of a word, and a suffix is placed at the end of a word. Very easy, right? Now, a suffix is usually not going to change the meaning of the word. A suffix will change the part of speech. It will help you find if it is past tense or present or future. Usually that's what a suffix will help the most with. Okay. So, prefix beginning, suffix at the end. Ready for the next one? Alright. Okay. So prefixes tend to affect the meaning of the word, and a suffix usually determines the part of speech. So it will let you know if we are talking about yesterday or tomorrow or today by the suffix at the end of the word. Okay. Prefix. When a prefix is added to a base word or not, then basically it's going to be a combination of the meaning of the prefix and the meaning of the base root. So we know that. So a word, English word, can be a prefix plus the base root. So here are some examples of prefixes used and their meanings. So let's think about these. First, pre. We talked about this. It's before, preview, prevent, many words with pre. Anyone else know any other words pre? Okay. Alright, re. Re is again. This you will see many times. Sometimes you will see people say things like redo or retry or revert or retreat. All of it means go back and do it again. One more time. So it's next one. Im, which means not usually or into. Like we had possible and impossible. Co is with or together. So we had cooperate and co-worker, cohesion, together. Next one. Miss is bad or wrong. So a mistake is something you do that is wrong. Or misspelling is wrong. Misbehave is to act bad. Alright? Pro. Pro can mean before, forward, or in favor. Usually these two, in favor or for something good, is pro. Proceed, go forward. Protect, to keep something safe. Super, over and above, like Superman and Superstar and super crazy. Anything with super means over and above, extra, very, very, very. And un means not. So undo is to not do something, or yes. Alright, so these are some of the most common prefixes. You will see them a lot. So it is important to try and learn these prefixes. Learn the meaning. Now remember, pre is not a word. It is only a part of a word. So these are not words, only prefixes. And you see pre is a prefix as well. Okay, good. And why can't I go to the next slide? Next slide. Alright. So, let's see, number prefixes that we're going to see every day. These are also important prefixes. So, when you see uni or mono, it means one. A unicycle is a one wheel. Cycle means wheel, uni means one. Bi means two, like a bicycle, two wheels. Cycle is wheel, bi is two. So, next, tri. Tri means three. A tricycle, or a trident, or a triangle. Three sides, tri. Quad is four. Pent is five. Hex or sex is six. Hep or sept is seven. Oct is eight, like an octagon. Non is nine. And dec is 10. Now these prefixes most come from Old Latin and Greek words for the numbers. So these are very, very important to learn. Like I said, the word, for example, tri, T-R-I, is not a word, but it is a part of a word that means three. So anything with tri in it is three of something. Okay? So prefixes. Whenever you see a word that begins with the prefix tri, you know it means three of something. Very good. So here's a tricycle. Here's a triangle of students. Yeah, three. Alright, let's see. A sextet would always mean 6 musicians. Sometimes a band, a big band of 6 people, is called a sextet. Here, you always know what to do when you see this 8-sided shape. I'm sorry. So this is an octagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the octagon, 8-sided shape, always means stop. Right? You see an octagon anywhere. Alright, think about the difference a prefix can make in a word. So a prefix is very important. Let's think. If your English teacher just told you to rewrite a 500-word essay comparing 2 characters from a novel. So this is important. Rewrite. What does that mean? Who knows? We know writing is writing. And what does mean? Do you remember? Let's check one more time. Oh. Just kidding. Here we go. We don't have re on here. Wow, they don't have re. Well, here we go. Re. Again. So when we are going to rewrite something, we are going to write it again. Yes, very good. Write again. Let's look at another example. Let's see. Now that little word part makes a big difference in affecting your plans. So it's important. If the teacher has rewrite something, this means you are working and doing it one more time. Throw your first one in the trash and write one more time. Alright, let's look at this example. It's impossible for you to go on the field trip with bad grades. So let's think. What does this prefix M mean? Anyone remember? Do I need to go back to the other slide? Oh. Let's go back here real quick. M, meaning not or no, right? So impossible is something that you cannot do. Possible, you can do it. Impossible, you cannot do it. So it is impossible. You cannot go on a field trip with bad grades. Alright? It's important to know this. It's a big difference between possible and impossible. They are opposites, actually. One is yes, one is no. Alright. Many states have anti-pollution laws. Alright. We know the prefix anti means opposed to or against, so it's easy to figure out what the word means. So pollution. What is pollution? Think about pollution. What is that? Anyone know? Alright. Pollution like smoke or trash or dirty air, dirty water. That is all pollution. So anti-pollution. Anti means opposed to or against. So many states have laws to stop pollution. They are against pollution, to fight pollution. Anti. Alright, so anti means opposed or against. So here, if someone is anti-social, what do you think this means? Look at this picture and think of the word anti-social. Are they friendly? Happy? Sad? What does social mean? What is social? Well, social is social is when people are talking to each other. They're nice, they're friendly. But anti-social means they are not friendly. He stays over here and he does not talk to anyone. Anti-social. Not friendly, not talk to people, not very nice. So a very good example of a prefix, anti. Alright. Let's see who can figure this out. Select the best meaning for this word. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. Whoa! Big word, right? Anti-disestablishmentarianism. That is a really, really, really big word. Now, what does that mean? Let's think about that. Let's look at the prefixes and let's see if we can think about what it means. So A, respect for authority. B, opposition to established order. C, collaboration with others. Or D, admission to a club or organization. So what do you guys think? Yes, sorry. What do you think the answer for this is? We have many choices here. What is the best meaning for anti-disestablishmentarianism? Look at the prefixes you can find and guess. What do you think? Any ideas? Type your guesses down here. Type what you think. A, B, C, or D. Anyone know? Anti-disestablishmentarianism. Alright. Let's start and find the prefix, right? Okay, alright. Let's find the prefix. Anti. Now what does anti mean? Anti means against or opposed to. So, I think the best choice is B. Opposed to established order. So, anti-disestablishmentarianism is someone who does not like rules and laws and order that someone else has made. Yeah, good, alright. So, that was all about prefixes, right? Now let's talk a little bit about suffixes. So, remember, a suffix is a word part added to the end of a word. And notice how a suffix changes the meaning of the word hope. So sometimes a suffix can change the meaning, and sometimes a suffix can change the part of speech, like future or past tense or present. So here's a word, hope. Do we know this word, hope? Hope is when you really want something. I hope it stops flooding and I can go to school, right? Hopeful, F-U-L, is a suffix, and it means you are full of hope. Hopeless, less is a suffix, means you have no hope. And hopelessness is a feeling of no hope. So these are all suffixes that, like the prefix, they change the meaning a little bit. Alright. Let's go on and what is a difference? Let's see what a difference a word part makes. So, you just learned in your classes that there's a difference between hopeless and hopeful. Someone who is hopeless is very sad and has no hope, but someone who is hopeful has lots of hope. So, this suffix changes the word. Very big change. Alright, so here are more suffixes and their meanings. So, able. It's fit for or capable of. It means you can do it. It's possible. ER is one who does something. For example, draw. Or we'll say write. Someone who writes is called a writer. Someone who paints is a painter. So means someone who does something. En. Let's see, it's made of or to become. Oh, Nice. Okay, and also we have the next one. Hood is state, quality, or condition of. If something is good, if it's bad, if it's hungry or sick. Hood. This suffix can tell us about the quality of them. I-O-N, T-I-O-N, and A-T-I-O-N also is a result of an act or the process of. So these are parts. These parts are about an action or what the result of an action. And ist is one who does something. So a specialist is someone who is special at one thing. Someone who does something. Ist. Wow, here are some more. Okay, ly. Let's see. It's like an appearance or manner. So someone is ugly, or yeah, yes. So ly can mean what they look like or how they act. Friendly. Yeah, good. ment is the result of an action or a condition. Or is one. Yes, or is one who right. Or is one who does that or something or which something like that. Ous is full of. SHIP, another one, the state or condition or quality of. SOM means a group of people usually. TH or ETH, it means it's from ordinal numbers like 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. And next we have word. W-A-R-D is toward. Going toward a direction, toward a location, right? IZE or ISE is to make for verbs. So there are many suffixes here. These are the most common. We will see them in many words. So it is important to try and learn these suffixes, and they will help you, like prefix, find the meaning of a new word that you don't know. Alright, practice question. Are you ready? Let's read this together. Harmony is the sounding of two or more musical notes at the same time in a way that is pleasant or desired. To make music would be to. Alright, so we're going to use the base word, the root word, harmony. And what suffix can we add to make? Let's go back and look. What suffix here is to make something? None of these. Aha! IZE or ISE means to make. So, to make music would be to what? B. Harmonize. Yes, making music is to harmonize. So we use the base word, root word, harmony, and we added the suffix ize. That now means to make harmony. So harmony is two notes at the same time, or more at the same time. And to make a harmony is to harmonize. Alright. Cool. Once you know the meaning of a word, it's easy to learn new words. So this is what we've been learning all today. It's very important to remember. Very important to remember that learning the prefix and the suffix can help you learn new words and remember the meaning of other words that you know. Alright, so your job is to put the word parts together. So English is a language made of many parts, and the words have a meaning, but also the parts of the words have different meanings. So let's try and remember when we read in the future to try and look for these word parts. And when you're reading and you come to a word that maybe you don't know, if you know at least the prefix or the suffix, then you know part of the word meaning, and that's better than nothing. So it's very helpful. Putting word parts together. So most words in English are built from at least one root, and for example here we have narrate or serve, lunar. These all are roots that you see many times, and sometimes the spelling of a root word changes when you add a suffix. This is important too. English is a little strange sometimes. So a word spelling can change with the suffix. Only with suffix. Alright, so the example is brief becomes briefly, move becomes mobile, exclaim becomes exclamation. These are some irregular ones, but let's look at this other list here. Alright. Words with two or more roots. Now this is interesting. Here we have words like barometer, barrow, and meter are both root words. So two root words you can add together and make the word, like phono and graph. These are both words, Latin and Greek words. And there's no suffix here or prefix, just two roots. Still, if you know one root, then you can guess the meaning of the word. Now words with two prefixes, so unenlighten or unextraordinary or intercontinental or deconstruct. It's interesting. So for example, construct is to build, con means to put together, and de means to take apart. So deconstruct is to take apart something you made. So you build a house and you deconstruct, take it apart, make it nothing. Construct is to make, deconstruct is to not make. So there are some words that have two prefixes. And this word, de, is the most important part because it means you are undoing something. Now, words have two suffixes as well, like anonymously, or brightened, or mindlessly, or embarrassingly. So these are words with many suffixes. Still, important to try and find a suffix that you know and help find the meaning of the word. Now, when a suffix is added to a word, the spelling of the original word usually stays the same. So usually it's the same. When you add ly, or when you add full, hope full, the spelling is the same. Here you have the base root word, here you have the suffix, and the spelling is the same. But sometimes it changes. So when a word ends with the letter, a silent E, we usually drop the E when we add a suffix. Now this is because English language, when you have two vowels, sometimes they don't go together and we take out one and leave the other one. So love a bull, we lose this E and make it L-O-V-A-B-L-E. Why? No reason. We just do. Love less is the same. Now, why is this different here? Lovable, we change, and love less is the same. It's different because this ends with a vowel, E, and this starts with a vowel, A. So two vowels together, not very good in English. Here it's E and L, that's okay. Now, when a word ends in a Y preceded by a vowel, just add the suffix. So for example, gray, est becomes gray. Y is a letter in English that sometimes it's a vowel, sometimes not. So this rule that we talk about here, it's usually for the letter E. So if it's E and another vowel, then we're going to change. The same as if we add ed. Love plus ed. We don't write L-O-V-E-E-D. Right? It's love and ed. Oh. Love and ed. It's not, let's see, not loved, like lovid, it's loved. So it's important to remember English does not like to have E next to other letters. Oh, let's go back, sorry. Alright, when a word ends in Y, we're going to keep it the same. Now when a word ends in a consonant, double the final consonant before the suffix. This is a little confusing, but here's some examples here. Also, if a word has only one syllable, or is accented on the last syllable, we're going to keep the same. And if it ends in a single consonant preceded by a single vowel, we're going to change a little bit. Okay. Many rules. Let's look at examples to help us. Oh, we have no more examples here. Okay. Well, that finishes everything for today. We learned about word parts. English words are made of many parts put together. We learned about prefixes, pre, beginning, so it's part at the beginning. Suffixes come at the end of the word. Root word is an old word that we use part of. And spelling tips, some hints for doing good spelling. Alright, so we learned a lot today. Going back, it's important, very important to remember our suffixes. So I want you to study this slide and look for these suffixes in words. You will see them in many, many words. And when you find these words and you know the meaning of the suffix, it helps you a great deal. So learn these suffixes and also learn these prefixes. The number prefixes and these important prefixes before. So learning these will help you learn new words much, much easier. Excuse me. All right. Prefixes at the beginning. Even this really big word. Many people who speak English do not know this word here. Very, very big. But if you know how to find the word parts, you can find the meaning very easy. Okay. Questions? Everyone understands very well. Great. Like I said, the most important thing is to remember to learn these prefixes and suffixes and just be thinking about them when you are reading new words. Keep them in your mind. Be word conscious, and it will help you find the meaning of the words, make it very easy for you. Prefix, suffix, root words, and spelling. Great. Cool. All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
ฮัลโหลเข้าใจกันปะเนี่ยพี่เต้งเข้าใจไหมครับพี่ครับคำว่าแอนที่มันแยกกันยังไงอ๋อเหรออ๋องงตรงนี้ใช่ป่ะที่อาจารย์จัสตินสอนไปใครอยากรู้บ้างไอแอนตี้นั่นใช่ไหมเดี๋ยวนะปึ๊บคำนี้ใช่ป่ะนะมันจะเรียกว่า anti หรือ anti ก็ได้ anti นะครับ the establishmentarianism จะแบ่งไงใช่ไหมเดี๋ยวพี่เต้วาดให้อย่างแรกเลยเราต้องแยก prefix ก่อนใช่ป่ะอย่างที่ครูจัสตินเขาบอก prefix คืออะไรอันแรก เห็นไหม anti แปลว่าอะไรครับตรงกันข้ามใช่ไหมครับแล้วคราวนี้เราต้องหาคำที่เรารู้แล้ว this ใช่ไหมตรงกันข้าม this แปลว่าอะไรไม่เห็นป่ะคราวนี้เราหาคำศัพท์ก่อนคำศัพท์ที่มันเป็นคำศัพท์เลยก็คือ establish ใช่ไหมครับ establish อะไรครับ establishment ใช่ไหมเป็นการตั้งรากฐานเพราะฉะนั้นมันต้องเป็นอะไรที่ตรงข้ามที่ไม่ใช่ตรงข้ามรากฐานใช่ไหมครับแล้วเขามีคำนี้ ism เห็นไหม ism เคยได้ยินคำว่า ism มัน lism มากอะนะศัพท์สมัยโบราณ lism คือเป็นอย่างนั้นใช่ไหมครับเพราะมันต้องเป็นอะไรที่เกี่ยวกับตรงกันข้ามที่มันไม่ใช่การที่เขาวางรากฐานมาอยู่แล้วใช่ไหม establishment Terrian เนี่ย Terrian คืออะไรที่เกี่ยวข้องใช่ป่ะเกี่ยวข้องกับเป็นคนอย่างนั้นเพราะฉะนั้นมันแปลว่าเป็นคนที่อะไรครับทุกคนเป็นคนที่อะไรครับ opposite ก็คือตรงกันข้ามกับสิ่งที่เขาตั้งว่างฐานไว้อยู่แล้วเข้าใจปะมีคำถามอะไรไหมเงียบมีคำถามอะไรไหมครับนี่พี่เต้มาช่วยอีกรอบหนึ่งฮะหมายความว่าไงว่ากากให้คะแนนก่อนโอเคไหมทุกคนเดี๋ยวอัพให้ใจเย็นเดี๋ยวอัพให้